Lucas gets even deeper into the topic of copyright and gathers more specific information that can be applied in GLAM institutions. So, what does copyright protection mean for institutions like galleries, libraries, archives, and museums in their day-to-day work? Let's start with some examples of how copyright comes into play in a GLAM cultural institution. Lucas asked some of his friends and colleagues who work at other cultural institutions which copyright questions they are dealing with. Let's look at an example of a digital copyright issue in a museum. Marie tells Lucas about her experience with digital copyright in an online exhibition. When her museum wants to create an online exhibition of historical photographs from its collection, they might assume that because the photographs are part of their collection, they have the right to use them in any way they want. However, this may not be the case if the photographs are still under copyright protection. If the museum did not obtain permission from the copyright owner or conduct a thorough search to determine if the photographs are in the public domain, they could potentially face legal action for copyright infringement. The museum could also face reputational damage for not respecting the intellectual property rights of others. How about a possible digital copyright issue in a library? For instance, Lucas's former colleague, who now works at a bigger public library in a different city, tells him that their library wanted to create a podcast series featuring readings of classical literature. The library thought it would be a good idea to use popular music as the intro and outro music for the podcast. However, without obtaining permission or license from the copyright owners of the music, the library could have been infringing on the owner's copyright. In the worst case, the library could face legal action or a demand for payment of royalties from the music owners. Additionally, the library could be asked to take down the podcast episodes that include the copyrighted music. Now, let's look at an example of a digital copyright issue in an art gallery. Lucas's friend Gabriel tells him that their gallery wants to promote an upcoming exhibition. They want to do this by posting images of the artwork on the gallery's social media accounts. However, if the gallery does not have permission to use the images or does not own the copyright to the images, it could be infringing on the rights of the copyright owners, who could potentially take legal action against the gallery for copyright infringement. Here's another issue of digital copyright in an archive. Anna, who works at an archive, has some experience with the use of copyrighted material in digital archival collections or online exhibits. In order to create a digital collection of historical documents, photographs, and other materials related to a particular event or time period, the archive needs to be thorough about the copyright searches. If the archive includes copyrighted material in the collection without permission or a license, like we've seen in the other examples, it could be infringing on the rights of the copyright owners. From these examples, Lucas has drawn some guidelines for how GLAM institutions can navigate questions of copyright, including the library he works at. GLAM institutions and their employees need to be aware of digital copyright issues and take steps to ensure they are not infringing on the rights of owners when creating digital exhibitions, online collections, or other digital resources. This might involve conducting copyright clearance searches, contacting and seeking permission from copyright owners when necessary, creating original works that are not subject to copyright protection, using digital materials that are not subject to copyright, for example, those available in the public domain, and understanding and heeding the concept of fair use. Time for a brainstorming task. Think about these questions. Which copyright issues might happen at your institution? Who can you talk to when in doubt? And do you have guidelines in place? If not, how can you start the process? Thanks for watching.